Hello, welcome to Angel Readings with Nikki. So today we're doing a general messages reading and we're just seeing what comes through. So I'm going to pop these to here because we'll use them towards the end. We have these, not these, not these. Okay. Right, so we're asking for any messages, guidance, an acknowledgement of energy or direction for viewers who are watching. As always, I'm using reiki energy, which is a really nice gentle energy, and it's a healing energy, and it's a very positive, empowering energy. Okay, so I want two from there. I'll put them to here. We ask, oh, these are sticky. These are very sticky. They've actually gotten stuck. So we're asking guardian angels, mine and yours, spirit guides, archangels to assist with the readings, telling us what we need to know. These cards are so sticky. Let's give them another tap. So we're asking angels. You would think I'd never shuffled before. We're asking angels, archangels, and our spirit guides, yours and mine, to assist with this reading. Mine and your guardian angels to assist with this reading. We ask for positive help, support and messages from ancestors with guidance and wisdom. And positive elements who wish to help and support in a positive way. This is a positive reading intended to help and support viewers who are watching on this channel. And I'll get these energy cards ready. And I want want to thank you for liking and subscribing and sharing the videos. As always, take what resonates, leave the rest. And always go forward with positivity, both for yourself and for others, because it makes such a huge difference in our world and for you and your spiritual growth. So let's see what we have. We've got the Angel of Time. We've got the Eclipse Mermaid, Gifts from God. That's here. We've got the Counselor, Outdoors, into one side. There's Nothing to Worry About, Daydream, Notice the Signs, Leave this unhealthy situation, and Lean on God and the angels for support. Put them there. So get this spread out. Okay, so starting with our Angel of Time, which is working too hard. But I really also feel, as we turned this card, I heard the message, time is of the essence. So I feel that there's something that's very time sensitive, and that has to be done within a certain time frame. And the clock is ticking. And I feel like you're very close to almost running behind. And it's like tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Time is of the essence. Don't dilly dally. You know what you've got to do, and you know when you've got a deadline, and you've got to meet it, and it's important that you do. You must meet this deadline. Don't for 1 minute think it will be okay, it will resolve itself, it will be all right, everything's all right in the end. It won't be. You have to meet the deadline. If you're watching this and you know what that deadline is, pay attention. It's important. There's going to be no second chances. It is now or never. Do not delay. I know this is normally a working too hard card, but it's presenting itself as you're running out of time. Pay attention. Speed up. These are all the words I'm hearing. You know, it's not look at the time. There's a deadline. The deadline is fast approaching. There will be no second chances. It's now or never. This is the only opportunity you're going to get. So if this resonates with you, take it as seriously as you possibly can. It's important. I want to bring in an energy card with that. I really feel that that's linked. So we've got the Tiger, which is a fire energy, which would make a lot of sense when you've got something this important. So I choose to be unstoppable. My passion is my power. I am bold, I am brave. Mighty forces come to my aid. And that is exactly what you're calling for and what you need. That is the energy you need to bring to this right now. Because I feel like you're being a little bit passive. And you almost think it will sort itself out. And I 100% tell you right now it won't. You've got to bring this fire and this tiger energy in. It's important. There's no other options for you. There's no other opportunity. It's now or never. It's important, and you are at risk of missing your deadline. So embrace the tiger energy and bring the tiger energy forward, because you need to meet this deadline. It's important. We're then coming into the Eclipse Mermaid, which is a powerful energy shift. This is affecting everybody. Now, today, for example, is Wednesday the 27th of November. I don't know, I feel, me personally, I don't know if it's true for everyone, but for me personally, the energy today is so low. It's so heavy. You could cut it with a knife. It feels a little bit, almost a little bit oppressive. But, and it's very reflective. This card is very reflective of it, and I'll tell the reason why is because it feels like all the light has been blocked out by the eclipse. But we know that's only temporary, and we know that the light always returns, and that's something that we're sort of hanging on for today, because it feels like the energy is low, the atmosphere is heavy. Maybe, you know, even people, I just feel like people are just banging, it's like banging heads against each other. You're not really getting anywhere with people, and there's a real risk of arguments and conflicts developing, and it doesn't need to be like that. So I would say this is like I'm hearing time out. This is a time out card. Take time for yourself. Step back from the situation. If you're at risk of having a conflict with someone, or angry words could be said, take a step back and just accept that today the energy is low. Everybody is not at their best, and that happens. And it's like a little eclipse. There's a huge energy shift taking place, and with that you always get high days and low days, and today is just a low day. So if this is if you feel like you've been affected by this today, time out. Just do what makes you happy today. If that's relaxing, closing the door, going out partying, you do what's going to make you feel better, because today is a time out day. Now we've got gifts from God and counselor coming in, and I feel that those two are linked. The energy shift is part of the gifts from God, because this is something we've been waiting for. We know it's a manifesting energy. It's an enlightenment energy that's coming in, and we've been waiting for it for a really long time, and it's here for the next, you know, give or take 20 years. But it's hard work. When a new energy has just started, it comes in either all forceful or powerful, and it can be difficult, and it's like high pressure meeting low pressure, and there's a clash, and that's kind of where we are at the moment, and the two pressures are just conflicting against each other, and that's kind of where we are now. And although it's a gift from God, that doesn't mean it's just easy. Everything has to be worked through, but know that it is a blessing, and it's not a blessing in disguise, it's an actual blessing. We are transiting. So much information is about to come to light, and we're here literally waiting to receive it. And that's what we're getting on this card, is we've got all, you know, wearing gold, which are all royal colours. Everything's like rose coloured, and, you know, love and warmth and rays of happiness. And she's holding a bowl. We're waiting to receive it. We're going to receive the knowledge, the blessings, the wisdom, and the gifts from God, and it's all coming in. Open your arms to receive. So literally just put your hands and say, I'm ready to receive, here, today, and now. And know that it's coming in. I've got the counselor card with this, which feels a little bit like, not a warning as such, but almost like someone saying, don't expect everything to be straightforward and easy. You know you're being helped, you know you're being supported, you know you're going through an energy shift, but a wise head on wise shoulders Nothing is ever easy. Don't expect it to be all giggles all the way. It's going to be hard. It has to be worked through. And this is such a huge, powerful shift and so momentous that it's not that the work has just begun, but it's going to feel like hard work, especially for light workers. I'm getting treading water and quicksand, and that's how it's going to feel like. No matter how hard you're trying to push forward, you're not really getting anywhere. But the counsellor card also comes with a dual message, which is you're a natural counsellor, and your wisdom is going to help other people. And in that way, your wisdom is a gift from God, because you have that wisdom and you don't have it for nothing. And you sharing your wisdom with people who are struggling and who are just coming into this energy, that is a gift from God. It doesn't have to come from the heavens. Sometimes the best gifts are the gifts we give to each other, and the shared human existence that we have with each other, and seeing that the person in the other car isn't the enemy. They're not the enemy, they're just somebody else on the road. And the person walking down the road, who might get to the train station or the shop or the bus stop before us, they're not the enemy. They're just doing the same thing as you are. We're all doing the same thing. And it's a card saying impart some wisdom into the situation. You're wise, you're intelligent, and you're very capable of helping other people with their human existence. And that's where we need to be picking up and coming in and using our light workers and our human intelligence and our emotional intelligence in making the whole difficult situation of the energy coming in better. And that's a gift from God, and you've got that gift. You have that gift within you. You can either use it or lose it. I mean, you can either use the wisdom and help other people, or you can choose not to. That is your personal choice. But if you choose not to, you've wasted a uniqueness of you, an ability, a gift that you have for all of humanity and all of the people around you and all of the lives that you affect and all of the lives that you touch. You wasted that gift. And I would say be the counsellor and embrace the counsellor energy that you've got within you. Now, I want to come back to this card. We've got lean on God and the angels for support. And I feel like this is a completely new card and a whole new reading starting here. But we are going to be tilting upwards towards as we get near the end. So we've got lean on God and the angels for support. So I feel like this is someone you feel like you're at rock bottom and you're at your wit's end. And I know it's a really difficult time of year, and you have Thanksgiving and you've got Christmas and the New Year coming up, and it's actually a really difficult time. And this is the time of year when statistically there are more suicides than at any other time of the year. And I'm being urged to send the message to someone who's watching is to lean on God and angels for support, and don't feel alone. I'm not necessarily saying reach out, or that people are going to reach out and flood you with help or anything, but there's so much beauty around you. And if you ask for angelic assistance and support, you're inviting free will in, and you're going to get that angelic advice and support and comfort. And I really feel like comfort is coming in. And I can see them standing there waiting for you. You just need to say, I accept you, and it's my free will that you help me. And trust me, they are there ready to help you. And it's just a sentence. Just say it. Just ask. It's just a sentence. And know that you're going to receive comfort and help and support, and that they're there. They're waiting to help you. Leading on from that is the out of doors, and there's nothing to worry about. So usually when I get an outdoors card, it's a card to say meditate, look at the bigger picture, and just to appreciate nature and reflect on what's happening in the world around us. And that's kind of what this whole card is. And but as you do this, I feel you're going to start getting some creative ideas. I see somebody, I just see somebody picking up pine cones and making Christmas decorations and things like that with them. And I don't know if that's something that resonates, that definitely resonates with someone, but I don't know if that's going to resonate with everybody, because it depends on your area and your situation. But I see something, everybody can do something similar. And I see somebody with watercolours painting. And even though it's cold, if you can take yourself out or look out of a window and focus on the natural world, because I feel like I'm all het up and tense around the heart and throat area, and I'm even having trouble speaking, and there's so much stress and tension there. And at this busy, almost crazy time of year, and it's cold and people generally don't want to go out and they want to stay warm, and you know, and it's not as sunny, so it's not as inviting to go out. But actually go out and find the beauty, even in the winter and the late autumn. Find the beauty. And I feel the word I'm getting is rediscover your love of nature. And it's almost as though you've been shying away from it, and I'm being told, go out in nature and rediscover your love of nature. You've forgotten how much you enjoy this time of year. You've been conditioned to believe you like summer, but actually you've always found beauty and stress relief in the winter. So I'm being told that this does resonate with someone, and explore your memories. And when you go out, look for something that you can do art with, because you're so creative, and you bring some of that outdoors in, and that's a little piece of magic. When you bring something outdoors in and you use it to either create something or to decorate with, and that's a piece of magic. And they say bring that in. And that's kind of what we've got in this picture here. She's already picked a rose, and she's taking it, you can imagine, home with her. And that's kind of the energy I'm picking up from this, along with there's nothing to worry about. So I feel as though you're indoors and you're looking out and you're worrying. You're worrying about the weather, you're worrying about bills, you're worrying about the time of year. And it's almost as though you could write a list of problems and a list of worries. And that's why you're being urged to go outside, to just forget the list of problems and the list of worries for a moment, and just remember how much and how creative you can be at this time of year. And it's almost like returning to your child self and nurturing yourself that way, by rekindling memories and re-experiencing your creative side. As you're doing that, you're letting go of worries and problems and stress, which is allowing that energy to fall away, which moves the problem on. By moving the problem on, it's starting to get resolved. And the constant worrying and stressing over it is kind of holding it dead still in a very protective little bubble, but that's not doing you any good, and it's only making the bubbles get tighter and tighter and tighter as the problems inside seem to grow and grow and grow. I mean, there's an infinite amount of space here that it can't go on forever, until sooner or later the bubble's going to burst. So take your mind off it for a while, and I know that sounds easier said than done, but go outside, spend time in nature, re-explore creativity. And I really do see pine cones and sticks and things being brought in, and you're so creative that you can actually turn that into a piece of art. And while you're doing that, this is releasing all of the problems and moving it forward. It's kind of taking care of itself just a little bit. Now we come up to the daydream card, where we're placing our crystal. As you're de-stressing and the problems are resolving themselves, and that energy is moving forward, you're going to find yourself daydreaming, and that's absolutely excellent. And that's the kind of energy that I want you to find yourself in. Because while you're daydreaming, you take yourself, it's a little bit like astral plane, being on the astral plane. You can take yourself and you can create solutions, because you can travel further than where you are physically right now. And you can almost take yourself to various different solutions and scenarios, whether they're for positive or negative. You can take yourself there, although I would always say focus on the positive. And while you're daydreaming, you're actually working through problems and you're manifesting. And so that's why I want you to stay positive, because you're manifesting what you want all the time, what you're giving all of your attention to, whether you're being creative or whether you're worrying or whether you're daydreaming. What you're giving all your attention to and dreaming about and focusing on, that's what you're manifesting. So make sure that when you're dreaming, daydreaming, or just focusing on anything, make sure it's the positive. And I bring in this fire energy with this crystal here. Make sure it's positive and daydream, into the future. Daydream into the future and see where you want the direction to go. Where do you want to end up? Here, or here? And focus on that, because as you're doing that, you're ever so surely, one step at a time, and it starts off with baby steps, but you're ever so slowly making that dream a reality, and you'd be surprised at how effective that is. Notice the signs, and it's time to leave this unhealthy situation is what's coming in next. And this is another reading entirely on its own, so let me just pop these over just a touch. And you've got these two cards here, so this is another reading all on its own, and I believe that this energy card is going to be coming in with this. And you've got notice the signs, and it's time to leave this unhealthy situation. Now this, I feel, is a work situation, so it involves 2 to 3 people. You've already noticed the signs. You can see red flags. There's a few things where you've said, if this happens, that will be it. And they've happened. And you've said this will be it, but you're still there. And you're not moving on because you're hoping it's going to change. And you're saying, I'll just give another chance. I tell you what, even though this happened, if this happens, then that will be it. And then that happens. All right, but if this happens, then that will be it. And so it goes on. It's like a vicious cycle. You've already noticed the signs. You've seen it happening. And I tell you, you've seen it happening year on year on year. Not just to you, but to other people. And you know the signs. You know the signs of when someone's being bullied, targeted, pushed out. You know the signs when unemployment is going towards a person, because there's little red flags or like little markers, and you've seen them all, and you've seen them year in, year out. You could almost predict who's next. And you know that you are in their sights. You've noticed the signs, and you've been putting it off, and you've seen all the little markers and the red flags working their way towards you, and you're like, if this happens, that's it. But you've said that a couple of times now, and those markers are not going away, and they are coming, and it's getting unhealthier and unhealthier. And by that I mean the stress is building. You're stressed, And there is such maliciousness there, not from you, but towards you. There is such maliciousness there, and you can feel the tension. And it's making you stressed, unhappy, and sick. And you need to notice the signs. Be realistic to yourself, because you have to look after you. You have to put yourself first. So you be realistic with yourself. Notice the signs for yourself. And you know it's time to start considering leaving this unhealthy situation. And we've got the new energy that's come in all the way over here. And I know today hasn't been the greatest of days, but we've got the new energy coming in here. We've also got, picking up on this card, working too hard. And I feel everything is also is come to, you know, the crux. You're in between a rock and a hard place, and I feel like you are there, and it's time for you to be honest with yourself and take a real look at the situation. And I think you're going to come to the conclusion it's time to leave this unhealthy situation, because the only person who's going to suffer is you, and that's not healthy for you, and you need to accept that. Now, bringing in our energy card, we've got the white stag, which is the protector. And I feel like you're the one who's got to do the protecting. You've got to protect yourself. You've also been protecting something else, but that's hidden to me. I don't know what it is. It is both work and home related. You've been protecting it. It might be that you think that by keeping your job, you're protecting your home and your finances and your family and everything that's going on by keeping the job. The trouble is, the job is going, and you've been working so hard at being the protector, but now you need to be a protector in a different way. So the white stag is coming through, and which is incredibly rare to start with, and it's the message that's coming through with the white stag is you are an old soul and your best friend is nature. And I feel that maybe your path going forward is not so much office based, but working in nature based. And there's so many different variants of doing that. It's not, you don't have to be working down in a forest or in a garden centre or chopping down trees or making camps to be working in nature. There's so many ways of working in nature. You can find companies that support nature. But I feel as though that's where you're headed, and where that's your best fit. Use your intuition. So everyone has their own intuition. So I'm saying use your intuition to take you to where you want to go, because this current work situation isn't working. And so use your intuition and be like with the daydreamer. Think about what would make you happy. What ultimately would you like? And daydream and plan it all through and work towards it in your daydream and in real life. And awaken the powerful force within you, which as you're doing that, you will do. You're meant to create blessings with your magic. You absolutely can, and you absolutely must. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. I've enjoyed doing the reading for you. Take care. Goodbye.